Hello and something or another. Words. Sweet, we're less than 10 seconds into the video and I've already screwed up. Man, we're in for a good time today. Woo-wee! Alright, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and so I just did the random.org. We're going to be going with the smooth jazz tracks, which I think it might already be on, actually. I'm gonna quick check that. Nope, so we are on piano. So one more time. There we go. Alright, smooth jazz it is. Alright, so now, what kind of a build are we going to make today? Well, let's see, what am I in the mood for? Well, I know what dash I want to work with, so we'll start there. I think if I'm going to work with that, I would like to work with... Let's see, so that's going to just kind of juggle enemies into me, which means that I would like my signature to play off of that. My standard. Okay, so we're gonna go with two things that kind of keep my enemies kind of tossed around a little. Now, let's go with a basic that can get some work done. Do I want Aqua Arc or... You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Aqua Arc! Alright, then what do we want for our robe? My first thought is Venture. My second thought is Rule. I'm gonna go with Venture. What the hell? It's the worst that can happen. I lose? No, the horror. Then what do we want to use as our... Alright, cool. I think we got ourselves a run. So we've got Aqua Arc, we've got the old Toasty Buns, Gale Force Alignment, and the beautiful sword. Alright. We are set. So let's go ahead and start ourselves in the layer of Ice Lady. No, not Stone Man. No, not you. Come on. Sir, I just said where I wanted to go. I wish you could just, like, choose from, like, a list. Oh, that was it. Curse me. Alright, cool. Alright, and... If it isn't Atlas, it's Zeal. I always have to get seen off by one of those two. There are no other options. It's been a while since I've used Aqua Arc. I mean, pretty much since... Ha! Alright, beautiful. I love dead ends. And speaking of dead ends, I've kept pretty quiet about the last few jobs that I've had. Hey, you should get into that tornado, sir. So this seems like a good time to talk about it because much of my schedule is rather dependent on on whether or not work treats me like, you know, a decent human being or if I'm getting kicked around. Because one thing one can never predict on a daily basis, it's what sort of surprises are awaiting you at your job. Owie. Speaking of unpredictable, we've got kind of a garbage fire of a run going on here, don't we? Like, I'm trying to do my best to make things work out right, but I am just getting kicked around. Alright, so if we have Gale Force alignment in the shop, we can use Nocturne. Because I kind of don't want to give up Gale Force alignment. Wow, I am just playing like garbage right now. It's also very possible that me trying to go big brain on the run ended up backfiring spectacularly. I'm gonna regret this, but let's keep looking. Here we go. Oh, hey, perfect. He's all the way over there, huh? Alright, so let's go ahead and give him the Gale Force alignment. Hopefully we get a couple of things that make this run work a little bit better. Yeah, admittedly, I'm a little bit tired. Well, we're definitely taking that. And we'll grab that. Alright, so now let's go back to Iris, upgrade Gale Force. Now, on one hand, I should be grabbing the merchant's cart. On the other, I am getting my ass kicked, so I need to worry about survival first. Alright, so there's the possibility now that I might survive this run. But yeah, you know, things are looking a little iffy when the very first floor causes me that many problems. Like, I should not be struggling so hard with the very first floor, but there you go. And no, we aren't taking the glue, but we do have enough money for the merchant's cart. And fortunately, it was on sale! God, 219 damage. What is wrong with me? Can't be taking that much damage every floor. You'll never survive! now I can get back to the topic I wanted to talk about, which, as I was saying, I've not really been very forthcoming about my work. And I'm not talking about necessarily the work that I do with... Not necessarily talking about the work that I do with the channel. I'm talking about just, you know, what I do for a job. You know, how I pay my bills, or at least attempt to pay my bills. I guess one could say that there is something that resembles attempting to pay bills. And like I said, I've not really been very forthcoming about that, and I guess part of the reason is because my last couple of jobs have not treated me well. So it's been a while since I've been at either location. I figure I may as well just go ahead and start talking about it now. Like, I'm pretty sure I won't be offending anyone by talking about my previous places of employment. It's not like I'm under any sort of non-disclosure agreement of any kind. So... Oh, whoops. There we go. So my previous job, before I started the one that I'm at now, I was working general merchandise for a rather popular big box store. And for those of you who are unaware of what a big box store is, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a store that's essentially just gets things in big boxes and just ships them out. I know that's kind of vague, but the idea is they're stores that kind of have a little of everything. As an example, where we'd be talking about stores like, you know, Walmart and whatnot. In this case, the store was Target. And the fact of the matter is, if everything was going according to plan there, then I might still be there. The problem is, and I think a lot of people who have worked or are currently working retail would agree with me on this. There we go, got that guy out of the way. Got anything good over here? Yes, we do. We've got the Crimson Clover. We'll gladly take that off your hands, good sir. We'll upgrade our Flare Rush. The job itself wasn't that bad, but the problem is I'm one of those people that's very analytical and likes to really go out of their way to try to solve problems. And the reason why that's a problem when working a place like Target, and I think anyone who's spent a lot of time working in retail will agree. Yes, give me that. So that's not necessarily the sort of person they want working for them. They want someone who's just going to essentially check boxes. Which, I mean, that's fine if you just want to get done the bare minimum. But I was not that kind of person. I was the sort of person that would go out of their way to try to locate issues, solve problems, and try to make things different. And when that got met with basically cold indifference and I don't think it was necessarily everyone's intention to kind of essentially come at it with the I don't care treatment. But let's just say that some people should not be in leadership. And I'm talking about the sort of person that loves to micromanage others, the sort of person that almost never has anything positive to say, the sort of person that really loves to, for lack of a better term, get oddly competitive about things. I don't think that's even necessarily the right word. It's just, right now, that's the best word I can think of for it. It's someone who's very, distant. That's the word I'm looking for. So you have someone who's uncaring, only really is focusing on likely what corporate is telling them to focus on, and that's, because to them, those are the goals that you have to hit. In the meantime, I was worried about other things, like just general store improvements. And I'm not even going to say that it was one of those things that just didn't fly. What it likely was that there was only so much room for what I was trying to do, and they were more focused on certain numbers. Oh, that was smart. On certain numbers than they were about essentially the organization and trying to find some of the problems that were going on within the store. So yeah, that was my previous job, and then the job that I had before that, I spoke about working in a pet shop, but now I feel like I can actually talk about that. I was working at PetSmart doing pet care. And the reason why I'm going to get into the reason why I'm bringing up all my previous jobs. But suffice it to say, doing pet care at PetSmart actually, again, wasn't that bad. I liked taking care of the animals. I got on well with the little critters. Like, there was really nothing. I had nothing against that job. Now, perhaps you've noticed the common thread in the topic of conversation. And that is that I did not necessarily hate the jobs that I was doing. Well, Dark Sage, if you didn't hate your jobs, then why did you leave them? I've kind of already touched on it, but what it boils down to is bad management practices. It just makes it really difficult to do your job when people in charge are making it more difficult for you to do your job. And be that not providing tools or training, or just making the environment toxic and hostile. Like, Like, if you have leadership that's making your job either of those things, then it's definitely time to consider a change of scenery, so to speak. Because more fairy power. Don't nobody got time to be being spoken down to by someone who just does not care. There we go. And that was more or less the crux of the case at both locations. It's that it wasn't that I hated the work I was doing, it's that I was being treated poorly and not being paid enough to deal with it. Like, if you're being treated kind of, let's just say, substandardly, but you're getting paid a ridiculous amount, you'll find a way to make things work out. But if you're getting paid just to average or below average, as most of them are, and they expect you to put up with, iffy to bad working conditions, or maybe it's not the working conditions, maybe it's just, people are acting like jerks, taking out their frustrations on you, making things unnecessarily difficult. You don't have to put up with that, and there is no time in the world for that. Which is why you have to get out and find yourself a job that you like. And for everyone, that's going to work out to be something a little bit different. Some people like jobs working with technology. Some people like jobs where they get to work outdoors. And ultimately, the goal is to not have to work at all. Let's be completely honest here. But as we all work towards that aim, we have to do something to, pay our bills and put food on the table. Ooh. Most excellent. That's going to help out the merchant's cart, so yay! And now the reason why I bring all of that up. I bring that up because uploads have been a little slow over the last couple of days. And that would be because of conditions at my new job, which I want to stress aren't necessarily bad. I'm enjoying my new job. Oh no, I've been clobbered. Yeah, I don't need that. So my new job that I've been at for just a little over a month now is I am working as a mail carrier for the United States Post Office. And as I'm sure you can guess, it's hard to predict what things are going to be like from day to day. Which is why some days I get home and I have time to record and upload 2 videos. And then some days you just get clobbered and you don't even have time to make a sandwich before you come home and just decide you're gonna crash on the couch. Which I'd like to just go ahead and say, if you're having a day like that where you're just walloped and you come home and you just want to crash, hey, you know what? I understand. Far be it from me to stifle anyone's flair if they come home and they're just wrecked. Pardon me. But now here's what I like about my new place of employment. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Just getting mollywopped. Wonder if it would have been shorter just to go back to the beginning on foot. So since most of the day is actually spent just driving to and fro, like down your route to the next place where things need to be delivered at. It actually makes for a relatively quiet and calm work setting. I don't have anyone micromanaging me, looking over my shoulder. Like the only time anyone says anything is if I'm running along on my route, which, let's be fair, I'm very new, so I don't know the routes as well as I would like, so understandably it takes me a little while. But I've also come to find that everyone is very understanding. Like just about everyone there has been through what I'm going through right now. Everyone there has been new at one point, and they don't lose sight of that fact. They're actually very cool about it. So, yeah, things are busy, but I actually get a lot of help with the job. It's very refreshing. Alright, spending too many floors getting beat up. We can't allow this to continue. You know, it's funny, as much as I like Gale Force alignment, I have to completely admit that right now it is kind of the weak link of my build. maybe I'm just using it wrong. There we go. Good job, Flare Rush. So, the pattern right now is that most days I just drive around in the mail truck, find where I'm going, and then just have all day to just essentially daydream while I'm delivering. Now, it doesn't always work out like that. Like I said, I'm still learning the routes, so there's a lot of time spent looking things up on GPS, but once everything clicks, oh God, of course, that would be the room that would do me in. Alright, so maybe Gale Force Alignment was the wrong choice. Maybe I needed a good jump Arcana. So maybe next time I'll replace it with Astral Dissonance, who knows. But to finish what I was saying, the beauty of it is I get to decide for myself how to go about things. I get to decide for myself, what's best for my job at the current moment. Do I need to stop and take a break? Do I need to go use the bathroom somewhere? Like, I solve all of my problems on my own. I don't need to go to anyone and be like, hey, help me, I need to do this. Nothing like that. Like, it's just very, very pleasant. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at is, if you're at a job that you don't like or things aren't working out, don't feel like you have to stay there. There are things out there, and right now, as far as jobs are concerned, at least here in America, it's very much a seller's market right now. You can get where you want because things are it's very difficult for the corporate wigs to continue pushing things the way that they have been for years. People are pushing back now, and that's making it real nice for people to get where they want to go. So don't feel like you have to stay miserable at a job. It might take some legwork, but go find something that makes you happy. That's the bottom line right now. That's enough rambling from me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I am going to go relax on Monster Hunter, where I feel like I might be able to apply myself a little bit better. Basically, this run just embarrassed the crap out of me, but I will be back to try this run again, except for I think I'm going to replace Gale Force Alignment with either Astral Dissonance or Seismic Entry. I'm not 100% sure. I want to try one of those two Jump Arcana and see what I think. But again, thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. Check out my social media, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.